Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves today. Thank you for coming through, Curvies. It's so good to see y'all. Happy Tuesday, April 2nd. Is that what we're dealing with today? Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. You guys, happy April. I hope you guys had a fantastic Easter. He is risen. He is risen. Hallelujah. He is risen. That's what's up. He's risen. And you rose this morning. You see that? You see how it matches? You see how it matches? He is risen. You have risen this morning. He made a difference. You're able to make a difference. You see how things go hand in hand? How history can repeat itself as we all are. The mighty children of God Almighty in heaven, the omnipresent force that is, I am, you are, we are, all of it. Hello. Thank you so much for coming through. Today we're going to talk about bullying, you guys. Smack to You is in the house. Thanks for coming through, Smack to You. It's been a while. Although we did see each other in somebody's chat recently, I do believe. Yes. But I'm so glad to have you in the House of Curves. Yes. So, you know what, you guys? I love Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yes, it has. Exactly. I remember you. Yes, of course. We remember each other. It's all good energy, So I came across this morning, I woke up to rather. A notification, as Carlos likes to say. Carlos is how Dr. Heavenly calls Carlos King. She's always Carlos. And so he says notification, if you guys haven't noticed. I used to make fun of his accent, but it's interesting. He has his own little dialect. Go ahead. He's kind of like, I'm from Oakland. That should explain everything. Like we have E40, like we make up all the words. So make up all your words if you want to. So he says notification. So I have my notification on. And I woke up to an interview with none other than Annamarie Wiley, that is, of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Carlos King on his channel. And let me see if I could do this. Let me see real quick. Is this how this works? Does this do it? So if I do this, yes. Okay. So there I am, you guys. First of all, does it have to be in here? There we go. Bam. See if that can work. Does that happen? There. Okay, you guys. I saw the interview also. Good. I'm so glad you did, because we're going to talk about it, Smack to You. We're going to talk about it because I was very hoping to get more Annamarie next season. I wanted her to be able to redeem herself. She did this interview with Carlos King and she looked great. She's obvious. She's always been beautiful. That's not any of it. I feel like Annamarie kind of came in like these noobs have been coming in really, really hot for no reason. And it's like, that's not how we really play right off the bat. It doesn't usually end well in these franchise type shows with Housewives particularly. And even and there have been some other shows where somebody who was new to the group came in rather hot and we did not see that person again because all of the OGs were like, oh yeah, that person was no. You kind of have to earn the respect to be able to cuss out the OGs. Like you can't just come in cussing out OGs usually. Like that's not how it works. You can verbal tussle with them a little bit, but you don't have to go all there. So anyway, I feel like Annamarie came in kind of hot. I wish she had another season too, and there's a way to come in hot, I guess we should say, because you could come in hot and totally I don't know. She said in this interview, we have heard it. Hopefully you got to hear it. Oh, DV is in the house. Right on. Um, hopefully you guys got to hear the interview. We're going to play some of it. I just airdropped it. Now I have to figure out how to get to it. I'm on my son's Mac. Well, it's my MacBook, but he took it over because I'm like, why are all these buttons here? Yes, I sound like my mom. Put these cords in the back of the VCR. Remember those AC cords and they never knew which ones to put it on? But where are the freaking downloads? Is it right here? Oh, shit. Sorry, you guys. Just a second. I can't see you anymore. Oh, there you are. Okay, so in the interview, she's talking to Carlos, and I feel like Carlos got a memo that said, do not ask Annamarie about her husband's allegations. Because with everything that came up as a possible reason for the as a possible reason for the firing of Annamarie, it just seemed kind of far-fetched. Yes, he got the memo smacked to you. It's interesting with everything she talked about. She talked about so much stuff. I was crying, you guys, in the freaking interview. I'm in there crying, okay? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, poor thing. She was given up. She was adopted. And then the man told her that her dad didn't know she existed because he would have never left his child. And then to find out the mom was like, oh, don't contact me ever. And then her mom who raised her passed. And so that's a lot of abandonment trauma, I bet, allegedly. Where's my banner? Come on, Larja. Come on. Let's do this allegedly everything banner. Fair use commentary. All of it, y'all. All of it. Thanks for coming in, Larja Curve. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button on your way in. If you haven't already, ring my bell. Ring my bell. Was I being too much Jennifer Hudson right there for share? Was I? Leave it in the comments, okay? Because, yeah, people had a problem with it. I mean, but is Jennifer Hudson supposed to be quiet? I don't think so. Have you ever heard her whisper sing? No, I don't think so. And plus, Cher looked like she was trying to step up to the challenge. Playing with greatness makes you greater. Being around greatness makes you greater. Being around smarter makes you smarter. So, of course, Cher was in there soaking it up. She was doing right with Jennifer. Go Cher. Get your undulations on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the sound left. You can't hear me? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Let me turn this on. Oh, you got me. Okay. So, I don't think that Jennifer Hudson was being too much. That was a digression. So now back over here to this interview. And then she was talking about how she gave him a real Black family, with a Black husband, and they are in love, and it's a loving family. And the way she was saying it was kind of as a juxtaposition to who she has made her enemy, you guys. In my opinion, she's made her enemy Garcelle. I'm not sure why she would want to, but she seems to have done that thing that I've been reporting on lately, which is right on. I'm not sure what's going on. I told you this is son's computer. All my bars are here. That's there. Oh, his Bluetooth came on. He had to unhook it. That's what happened. We were in his ear, you guys. Okay. So she kind of is doing that thing I'm like, it's a phenomenon where you look around for the closest Black person and blame them. And even if there's not a Black person, you just say a Black person did it. And there's the blame. And everybody's like, oh, that's totally acceptable. That's totally acceptable. A black alien did it? Okay, totally acceptable. Even little girls in far off countries where there's not a black person in town knows to say that a black man came in the house and ate those cookies. Have you seen the TikTok? Hello, it happens all the time. So I'm not sure what the phenomenon that is, what the name for that is. When it's, you look around for the darkest thing and blame them, okay? The darkest thing being, either it's a black goat, they're the bad goat. It's a black swan, it's a bad swan. Just look around. And that's just what I'm going to say right there. So just with that, that's just how my thinking happens, okay? In certain situations such as this particularly. Because also in the interview with Carlos, Annamarie made it clear that Garcelle was very blamable in most of her experience. And I just was like, she did. How dare you come over here and start with that and then add 28 on it throughout the interview, in my opinion. I'm like, that was on the cutting room floor. Really? They did you like that, girl? Like they literally had you chase Sutton around enough for my black ass to say you were attacking that lady with her esophagus issues. Okay. So for you to then turn around and be like, why didn't Garcelle stand up for me when her friend did the microaggression to me and said I was attacking her not once but thrice, including on Watch What Happens Live. Garcelle didn't have anything to say about it. But it's okay when she's saying that it's attack. It's okay. But it's not okay for you to help me when your friend is doing that, Garcelle. And I was like, really? So you are totally, in my mind at that moment, Annamarie, conflating a literal white lady using the word attack to garner some type of over sympathy for her white fragility, which is a form of racism because it's built off of the empirical systems of white supremacy. And that's why she knew to do that shit. And then Garcelle took a learning moment. And I was like, that was a little much, Doritos. That was a little much, Doritos. And you're going to have to calm down with this Karen shit, okay? Because we have seen, since Garcelle got on the show, all of these freaking macro aggressions. And hey, it's 2024. It's all coming out. So let's start there in April 2nd, 2024. Hashtag macro aggression. Hashtag that was racist. Hashtag you need to stop. If you don't want to get called racist, don't do racist shit. Don't do it. That was overtly racist. That's because if you can call it a microaggression, that means you know that we know that she knows that she did that shit on the sneak. That means she knows she did something. Therefore, it's a macroaggression because it's known to be done. And I'm feeling like while we're confronting everything that's getting confronted in the confrontations, how about we put this all out there like that? How about that? How about if I pull a race card, you look at why I pulled the race card instead of telling me I pulled when I just know I pulled. By no means should Annamarie turn to Garcelle and try to use her thing that she just went through with Doritos at Taco Tuesday at Crystal Minkoff's house, and we'll get to her too. But when she did that, hey Dustin, when she did that, she didn't have the right to put it over here too, because hey, they edited you, Annamarie, and Garcelle was at these different events. There was at least 3 different cocktail dresses involved with esophagus gate. 3 different freaking outfits, Annamarie. And you're going to make Garcelle the reason that something was what? So you're going to make Garcelle the reason that Sutton got to say you were attacking her esophagus issues. 3 cocktail dresses is an attack. IMO. Okay? 1 cocktail dress would have been like, oh my God, that bitch is crazy. Where'd she get that from? And then everybody would have went back and focused back on Kyle's ass, who Annamarie knows put her up to it and started it and never came to her defense. But Garcelle is the reason. Where she didn't have any smoke for Kyle, who she even says is the person who brought this up. All her smoke is for Garcelle, the black lady, who had to take time out of her day to point out to that white lady that you're being freaking racy aggressive with me, and I don't appreciate it, especially on Taco Tuesday with these ladies that I don't even know. You're not going to front me off like that. Karen. So to me, Annamarie is reaching like she's in Burkham's hot yoga to try to make Garcelle comfortable in that. Anybody who disagrees, I would love to know why. I love different POVs. We can debate all day. My daddy, rest in peace. That's what we did. He loved it. We did it. Banter. We could do it. So you could tell me why I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. Because to me, that's what I saw. Is how dare you, Annamarie, pretend like there wasn't 3 cocktail dresses involved in your attack on Sutton. 1 is ha-ha, 2 is you're a little obsessed, 3 is an attack. Because that lady said from the first time, shut the fuck up. So if she said STFU, and then you get to a second cocktail dress and she says STFU again, and we get to a third cocktail dress and she says STFU again. So then in the after show, she's like, oh my God, that lady was attacking me. That doesn't sound like a logical. Does that sound intellectually dishonest for that to be the conclusion of how the word attack was applicable to what Annamarie did with the esophagus issue? And the difference between what Doritos did when she was like, oh my God, you're attacking me at Taco Tuesday. There's a difference. And I feel like it's a major issue for Annamarie to sit yonder and assign blame to Garcelle, and then in the same conversation be like, well, I don't think she should use the race card so much. Bitch. No way. So you want her to take up for you and be your bullet shield, and because she's already the poster child for it, but then she's not What? She shouldn't do that because it's not a good look. She's used that already. Huh? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I'm like, Anne Marie, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Okay? Look, there were transphobic remarks made by Anne Marie's husband. Some say they're transphobic. I do not think they were transphobic. Not in my opinion. Not, and you know, I will get to it. I will get to it. If I feel like there's an ism happening that I don't agree with, I will let you know. If there's a phobia happening, then I will let you know. In my opinion, athletes, especially, should have a say in who they are naturally competing against based off of biological evidences that no amount of alteration can change. It just it doesn't make sense. If you put a woman boxer as good as, what's that girl's name, the boxer girl, and she does some acting and stuff too. As a matter of fact, she was in that Mars thing with her uh she was in the Mars thing with, dang, what's her name? You know, the kickboxer girl. And she's all on TVs and stuff and does shows and stuff. Anyway, so like she can fight Mike Tyson, really? Even if she transitioned to a man, she could fight Mike Tyson or Jake Paul, really? Or would there even be a line that people would draw within that community? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that as an athlete, especially Marcellus, and Annamarie also was an athlete, I don't think that that is a phobic remark. I feel like it's an opinion. There's freedom of speech. You're entitled to an opinion. And yeah, especially as an athlete. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to play co-ed, then play co-ed, you know? But I don't think that it's fair to, yeah. Like there was there was a swimmer and had transitioned to a female and was winning everything. Just the feet were bigger, the hands were bigger, the arms were longer. It was just like, so I don't think that it's fair sometimes. And maybe if there was, I'm going to let you even hear what Lance Armstrong agrees. Okay, you guys? Lance Armstrong risked it all. He risked it all on that Mars show, you guys. He risked it all. Let's put this up here. Let's put it right here. Okay. Because I want you guys to hear not only what Annamarie's husband said, and what they allege is that also Crystal and Garcelle did a article with the Daily Beast. Is that a legitimate news source, you guys? The Daily Beast? Hey, I don't know. I only see their stories sometimes. I don't subscribe to the Daily Beast or anything. But in the Daily Beast, they had an article that said Crystal Minkoff and Garcelle said that Anne Marie Wiley's right-wing views was the reason she wasn't coming back. Yeah, the Daily Beast. Okay. Dailybeast.com said that. Let's get at these comments while this is coming up, you guys. Thanks for being here, Larger Curve. Smashing the buttons. I hope you're smashing the buttons. That's right. Okay. Garcelle is being performative. Interesting. I agree with Annamarie. I would love to hear more about how Garcelle is being performative when she's checking a bitch for trying to make her feel less than in front of these other hoes at a party at a Taco Tuesday night. I would love to know how that was being performative, because I feel like that was a very muted performance, if so. You know what I mean? And if my ally, who is Sutton, is being attacked, and I also am telling the attacker, hey, like this again, really? You know, hey, love, is that for me? Thank you. Ooh, beautiful. Thank you. Love it. I love roses. Yes, we do. I'm gonna put it in my hair. I love roses in my hair. Do you guys love roses in your hair? So yeah, I would love to know exactly like which part was performative. Annamarie did not know what she was talking about with esophagus. That's the point. So not only did she say, my doctor is already, I have a board certified doctor. Can we not talk about this? The first time. And then the second time it gets brought up, she's like, again. And then the third time it gets brought up, she's like, no. So that to me is an attack, especially when you're coming with wrong information, to the degree where other professionals in the medical field who happen to be on Bravo are like, girl, you're tripping. Annamarie was not raised around Black people. Give her a break. Okay. Give her a break, like she didn't know she wasn't supposed to look around and blame the closest Black person. She didn't know that. Give her a break as in she didn't understand that Garcelle has no responsibility to do that for her because they're two totally different things. Like, give her a break as in, I would love to give Annamarie a break. Ask Emmanuel, Manny's TV talk in these YouTube streets, okay? Ask him. I'm always like, oh my God, I want to like her so bad. And you guys can even go back in the videos. As soon as she got announced that she was going to come on, I was like, oh my God, melanated greatness is about to come. We're going to have a melanated duo. I hope her and Garcelle link up and all this other stuff. I was looking so forward to it, you guys. And then esophagus gate. I was like, oh my God, our beautiful melanated family. Oh my gosh, Beverly Hills isn't ready for this. And then esophagus gate. I was like, oh my God, and she's gorgeous. And her husband is a used to be athlete. And look at her beautiful children. And then esophagus gate. And then after esophagus gate, then an entire new conflict about you guys are uneducated. And then arguing about that. It just felt like, at least the way it was edited, is that Annamarie was a lot of conflict with no resolution. And we like conflict resolution. So she brought the conflict of, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know your body. Telling a woman. So look at this, you guys. We have this woman in the health profession telling a woman she doesn't know her body. Don't listen to your doctor, your trusted doctor, who obviously you trust, or else you wouldn't be listening to him. Don't listen to that person. Listen to me, because I'm right here in your face and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm a nurse esthetician and I know that there's no this, that, and the other. How does that sound, you guys? Curvies. Seriously. If somebody came to your job and told you that whatever your last healthcare professional told you wasn't exactly that, just because now they're in this friend group and they're getting way too personal, way too deep, all in an effort to boast themselves up, because everything ended with, I know what I'm talking about. I'm an esophagus specialist when I'm not doing nurse esthetician or pretending to be a doctor of anesthesiology. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it was a lot of confusion and conflict. Then she gets off the esophagus, lands in paella. Lands in paella. They don't even get to enjoy their first meal because she wants them another conflict. Interesting. Interesting to me, I would say. So I would love to give her a break. I'm not sure if all of those quirks are because she wasn't raised around Black people and that's why I should give her a break. But I just feel like in general, there was a lot of things that they left out. Maybe they did her a favor by not showing what she said in the interview was her family and her interactions with her husband. And she explained about being 8.5 because nobody's perfect. She wouldn't want to be a 10. That would be her husband basically being a yes man and only telling her what she needed to hear or wanted to hear because she wants somebody to be honest with her. And so 8.5 means she still has work to do and everybody's always evolving. I thought that was a great answer. But yeah, I'll give her a break. Hi, Dustin. Yes. Hashtag Anne-Marie's version. All right. I love you, Emmanuel. Thanks for coming through. Hi, Emmanuel. She's cracking up. Hi, back to you. People just need to know words matter, like Giselle. Right? Like she totally, and that's the other thing. I don't know where the eighth housewife is when the Real Housewives of Potomac is involved, because the real only time the eighth housewife came through on the Potomac show was when she went back and showed us Michael grabbing butts. That one time, real blurred out over there. Remember? That was one time the eighth housewife came in real good for us. You know? But where was the eighth housewife in all of this? I never said your husband sexually assaulted any. I never said that. Why didn't she flash back to when Giselle's ass was like, yeah, and Chris was grabbing butts? So that makes you just like baby hands Michael Darby, who is a known SA or butt grabber without consent. Therefore, it's SA, any type of inappropriate touching, unwanted touching is a form of SA. So for the people to sit up there and have an opportunity to tell Candace what the F she was talking about, when she knows for a fact that one of the things Giselle said was that her husband was going around being a Michael Darby, where was the eighth housewife? We needed that. Because even if she repeated it, nobody else had said it but her. Just like the stuff with Monique that she never got called on the carpet for, never has taken accountability for. We could do Giselle a whole other day. Okay? Because I feel like she needs to get done. Giselle. She needs to get done. And I love the way she piped up being in second chair. She finally said something. Did you guys notice she had more words now than when Monique pulled out the binder, read off Jamal's number, and then the text that followed? She didn't have nothing to say that reunion. That was 3 parts. We hardly heard from Giselle. And then at the other reunions, before and after, Giselle doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't have to talk a lot. She gets to sit there and be pretty and know that she started trash, didn't come with the storyline. What's to talk about? Jizzy. But she had a lot to say from that second seat. She talked about performative. Where's that comment? Talk about performative. Insert Giselle. They both start with G and end with LLE. So just imagine that says Giselle is being performative. I agree with larger curves. That was some performative stuff because we ain't never seen Giselle perform like that. Never have I ever. Our Trader Joe's just got these lemon elderflowers sparkling little soda cans, like mini sodas. It's so freaking good, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, Giselle needs to know words matter. And I don't, even if somebody said, oh, you're a colorist, you should DIE, or you're a colorist, I'm gonna KILL you, then I don't even know how that's not Candace's fault. People see what they saw. People said it before Candace said it on the show. People said it before Candace said it in a tweet. Viewers thought it and saw it and called it out long before it was brought up in the Bravo sphere. I bet Black Twitter was the one that brought it up first, and Candace probably agreed somewhere. So Candace is not responsible for that. And for Giselle to have the audacity, that's too much of a digression. Let's get back to old girl Annamarie because she did some stuff, you guys. We're going to take a listen here. I'm pulling up the video. Let's see. Switch. Let's see. Here comes the video, you guys. Thanks for coming to Large Curves. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. And so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. Let's see. I have to go to my channel, manage some videos so I could pull it up because I did it. I made it unlisted. Here we go. Let's turn this down. So you guys, here, we're going to play some of the video. Copyright. Let's playback speed, double it. At least make it 125. Let's see if that helps. Going to present right now. Yeah, I'm old school like that. I like talk myself through it while I'm working on a computer. It takes me that long that I can talk myself through it. Okay. Let's see. StreamYard. This. Allow. Oh, look. Right on. Okay. Oh, look there. Okay. And then we're going to play this. So these are some of the articles and that are talking about the different comments that were made by Annamarie's husband, etc., etc. She had a question and answer session, Annamarie did, and she's like, "What's your current friendship status with Crystal?" Anne-Marie's answer is non-existent. She's fake, woke, pathological liar with a superiority complex. I don't do toxicity in my real life, respectfully. No idea how she continues to get away with it. Okay. Hi, Shay. What's good, Carla Pelly? Thank you. Thank you, Carla. It is not Garcelle's responsibility to do that for Annamarie. Because especially when she follows it up with, oh, it's not a good look for her to keep playing the race card. Okay? So she was just going to use her. Hey, Couture. What's good, babe? Can you hear the video? Okay, wait just a second. Let me make this right. I'm just letting this play. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Son, I have to call my engineer. I have to call my engineer. I don't know yet. Let's see. Can you hear me now? Can I get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me now? I figured it all out. Here's what we're doing. Share. All right, we got a 1 in the chat. That's right. We're turning this down so we can hear the sound over here. We're coming back over here. We're saying present and allow. All right. Allow. Okay. The timing is off. Females competing in sports. To touch it. You get labeled silver green stores. Trust and believe 90% of people People are so afraid. The Wiley's are we should tell us. She agreed. She's agreed with that stance. So like that stance first. So she say talk some to Candace Owens. So it's came out. Oh darn. To be like four children. I was outraged. I'm just gonna put that out there. I was absolutely outraged when I saw this. There were a lot of people that weren't, waiting. Is that better? I backed it up. Edwards was one people actually speaking out about the difference between only able to as being best friend. Last year, last, it was said like what so he's for what is for she's best friends with Candace Owens. That's where all this stuff came from. Show address the Candace Owens. Herself, well, it was Candace Owens of it all for me. Call that just came out of with all the quotes from Garcelle and Crystal, which I found very suspicious, to what the reunion when called out double standard or the hypocrisy. She she talked about her. Okay, you guys, here we go. This is Mercury retrograde. You guys know about that, right? You guys know about Mercury retrograde, right? You guys know about Mercury retrograde, right? That's where all the communication stuff goes wonky. It started on the 1st. It's going to go through April 25th. Got to pay attention, read all the fine print in your contracts. Your battery's going to not start, and then you're going to call the tow truck, and then it's going to start. Your freaking phone is going to glitch out. All kind of stuff. Mercury retrograde. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to work around. I feel like if you know what's going on, then that can help you overcome it. We can talk it out while she is here talking. Let's make it like that. Wait, where'd it go? Like that. That. So basically, this is the part of the video when Annamarie is saying that she is blaming freaking Garcelle. I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense. And she's saying it so calm, the same way she said that she wasn't going to be yelling at the thing. She knows the tone to use. Whoever said she wasn't raised around black people, yeah, you're right. She knows exactly the tone to use to make you think that you're freaking crazy, to gaslight you. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. She did it. So let's enter the studio on the other computer and say present, share screen, backstage. There. So I just don't know. Do you guys think that that was right? I mean, there's a lot to be said for having solidarity with your sestra. right? I get that. And I'm all about that life. And by no means are you supposed to ever come on this show and do that. Okay, so then if we do this and we say present backstage, huh? No, no, no. So enter studio. There. Yeah, no, right? I mean, she can't really do that, Kotor. It's not fair at all. It's not freaking fair. Oh, look, finally. There we go. Okay. And I wanted to like Annamarie so bad. So very bad. My notification bell just went off. See, is this gonna work? Topic of transgender females competing in considered sport. So before it was an issue, nobody now that such a big issue. Um, touch it because it happened to us labeled transphobic for doing it with doors. Who's trusting? Okay. Yeah, it's just a little bit of society. Saying things like that. People are gonna get cancer. Old. I think people are just that agree with me. And she, and then there's another issue also something floating around that I think I can leave this studio. Here. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me over here? Here. Can you guys hear me? And then I can come right here. Can you guys hear me over here? I think I can. Here. Can you guys hear me? There we go. Topic of transgendered females competing in cisgendered sports. And so before it was an issue, nobody really cared. But now that it's such a big issue, nobody wants to touch it because look what happened to us. We get labeled transphobic for doing it behind closed doors. Please trust and believe 90% of people think that way. It's just that we live in a society where if you say things like that, you're going to get quote unquote canceled or labeled or something. People are so afraid of telling the truth. And going back to who the Wileys are, we are truth tellers. And there is another housewife that even agreed with me. We had this conversation and she agreed. She agreed with that stance. Oh. Garcelle agreed with that stance. She won't say it publicly, of course, but yeah. So, and then there was a whole nother issue also talked about that and something floating around from that recent article saying like, oh, you're best friends with Candace Owens. And let's talk about that. Okay. I have never met Candace Owens. I don't know her. Remember years ago when that campaign came out, there was a fashion designer, fashion house that put out a campaign that, was basically theorized to be like a pedophile, a pedophile campaign. And, I'm a mother to 4 children. I was outraged. I'm just going to put that out there. I was absolutely outraged when I saw this. And I felt like there were a lot of people that weren't talking about it. I was, waiting, like, where's the outrage? This is children we're talking about. This is not okay. And Candace Owens was one of the very few people that I felt like was actually speaking out about it. So I started following her on Instagram. And from following someone on Instagram to them becoming your best friend, it's a very, very big space between there.
Who labeled you and Candace Owens as being best friends?
When I started filming last year, like one of, the blog site, or not like a site, it was written, it was a written article that said like, Annamarie Wiley, wife of Marcellus Wiley, filming for Housewives, and he's transphobic and the Wileys are transphobic and she's best friends with Candace Owens. Like that's where all this stuff came from.
Did someone on the show address the Candace Owens?
Well, yeah. And Garcelle kept saying, well, it was the Candace Owens of it all for me. And then you see the new article that just came out a few days ago, and with all of the quotes from Garcelle and Crystal, which I found very suspicious, it went back to when we were at the reunion, and when I, called out the double standard or the hypocrisy of Garcelle, labeling Dorit a Karen because she used the word attack when she talked about her. And when I said, why is it that when Dorit says that to you, it's not okay? And let me also say this. The first thing I said was that I agreed with Garcelle. You should not call Black women angry and you should not call Black women aggressive. I said, I agree with that, Garcelle. But I also want to point out this. Why is it that when Dorit does it to you, it's not okay? But when Sutton does it to me, no one says anything. You didn't even say anything. You didn't stand up for me and you didn't say anything.
What did she say to that? Because I watched that reunion and they never, she never aired the comment.
That's what she said. In that article, it says what she said. She said, oh, you want to know why? Because as soon as I found out that you were best friends with Candace Owens, I decided I don't mess with you. You hear that, Bravo? You better leave that in, Bravo. That's what was said. And you can read that in that article. That's coming from that article, and that's what was said. So again, it goes back to her, trying to be, I'm gonna put you out there as the other Black woman who, is best friends with Candace Owens, the woman I've never met before, because I'm gonna power to the people that, correct.
When you came on the show, do you think Garcelle wanted to be the only Black woman on Beverly Hills Housewives?
I did get that feeling.
Was she welcoming to you?
She was, and then she wasn't. She was, and then as the show started airing and playing out, and all of a sudden I'm being portrayed in this light and I'm the quote unquote villain, at least I think I was, then she wasn't anymore. And then I think, that's why you saw, or sorry, you didn't see, but that's why you're hearing now of what she said at the reunion, because I think now she's like, well, people don't like her anyway, so why do I have to stand by her? I don't need to stand by her. So, and she was very quick to, and I really don't think she liked me pointing out that hypocrisy, because I think that she's been able to get away with unnecessarily playing the race card so many times unchallenged, because who can challenge her, right? The other ladies can't challenge her. So I think that's been her play for so long.
Whoever said she wasn't raised around Black people and give her a break. Hey, that was smack to you, my friend. Look, this is like, ooh, really? Really? Did you just hear what she said? So, okay. Doritos telling Garcelle she was attacking her for having a normal conversation in a normal setting after one sentence, and then to use the word attack, was very dog whistly. Like I said, it was to garner support for her white fragility. Okay? It was a Karen move. Esophagus Gate happened over the course of 3 cocktail dresses after repeated pleas from the receiver, in this case Sutton, to please stop talking about this. Like, this is just embarrassing. At least 3 cocktail dresses worth of an esophagus issue is an attack. Literally, in my definition, that was some bully behavior, because it was repeated, habitual, with intent to cause malice, because you're telling this lady she's stupid and that she's under the care of idiots on national TV, telling her she's lying, telling her it's all in her head. You just need to do what I'm telling you to do. Go home and choke to death, because I'm telling you to go choose your food more. Go do that. But No, she's sitting here blaming Garcelle for it, and then going to follow it up that says that she uses the race card too much. Is it that she uses the race card too much, or is it that the people in Beverly Hills are far too used to getting away and saying all the things that people label microaggressions for far too long, and that we need to start labeling what I'm talking about, hashtag macroaggressions, hashtag stop being racist tendency leaning, and I won't have to call you racist adjacent with the terms like Karen, because that's what it is. She's sitting up here conflating an issue with her rock hard nipples, by the way. She's sitting here conflating the issue and then assigning blame to Garcelle, who she already says, in her mind, she came on here thinking the girl plays the race card too much. But that's the person who's supposed to play it again for you? So then you can go back and say that she played it too much some more? Big.
So then when I'm there, and as a Black woman, I can say, you know what? Why didn't you speak out about my microaggressions, or at least support me? And she didn't like that, right? She didn't like that at all. And
it sounds like Garcelle don't like stupid.
So I think sorry, I was like having a little brain fart here.
No. I think what you're saying is the fact that it was unfortunate because you came on the show, and obviously, there's another Black woman there. Again, yes, Garcelle, you have somebody at least that can relate to you on these issues, and you're telling me that the stuff we did not see on the show, oftentimes she never once supported you when
and I mean we had a great meeting together at my house that we filmed, and it was awesome. We had all these things in common. We really delved into her when she moved here and what that was like for her, and when I moved here what that was like for her.
And also in 2024, I'm gonna demand a recension on the narrative that Black people want to be the only Black people around white people. You know how unsafe that is, technically, historically speaking. But these people keep on alleging that people like Garcelle wants to be the only Black woman in Beverly Hills. Wendy wants to be the only Nigerian in Potomac. Lonnie Lon over on that talk show wanted to be the only Black girl when Toni Braxton got kicked off. There have been a lot of things like that said. And I call BS. I call B motherfucking S. Because there is more than enough to go around. We already know. So why is it that when Black people get somewhere, first off, it takes you 15 years to get one. And now you're alleging that one on there wants to be the only one around all of those microaggressions, macroaggressions, racist leaning behavior? Garcelle could be given master classes practically every season in how not to be a Karen with me. From everything from tone, the way they tone with her, the way they police her emotions and don't validate her human experience. It's all of it. But this lady who wasn't raised around Black people not only wants the Black person to take up for her as a Black person, but then doesn't take up for the Black person that she's talking about because she doesn't take up for Black people either. I don't know. Let's listen.
Or we have a lot of those sort of identity things in common. It was a very unique experience for us both moving here from different countries. And so I felt like we really bonded over that. But like I said, once the show started playing, she played a different tune. And it, when I was watching it back and all the things, especially that she would say in her confessionals,
people have called herself confessional gangster.
Yes, but they were also
that she says things on confessional, but not to your face.
Right, exactly. But then it's like, if you're so pro-Black, where is your support for your sister that you were supporting, but now you're not behind her back? Like, where did that go? Why are you trying to throw me under the bus with this Candace Owens thing that is fabricated out of nowhere when we've already discussed and that it's not a real thing? Where are you supporting me when your best friend, Sutton, is, a week after we filmed the reunion, using that exact same word attack again on Watch What Happens Live? It's the exact same thing. She should have gone to her friend Sutton and said, Sutton, not okay to say she's yelling at you when she's not. Sutton, we just talked about this last week at the reunion. You just said that she attacked you on Watch What Happens Live. Like, it's the exact same thing. But she only wants to call it when it applies to her.
Are those women afraid to go against Garcelle because they will be called Karens and racist?
I would be. If I would.
Now, I love Carlos, and this question is stupid. This question is stupid to ask another Black person this question, IMO. I wanted him to ask the question about, is it true that your husband is facing rape allegations from 1973 or whatever it is? Where's that question? Instead of asking this Black woman if the other Black woman makes all the white women on set scared. That's really what he's asking. So he's playing into an aggressive Black woman. Oh my gosh, we're so scared of her. Oh my gosh. Why would this even be a fucking question? To frame it in a way that Garcelle is the boogeyman on set with her Blackness. Here, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit so we can, what is it at? Let's go here. Because did I just hear that? Am I tripping?
Are those women afraid to go against Garcelle because they will be called Karens and racist?
I would be. If I wasn't Black, I would be.
You see that when you're filming? Do you sense that? Like they're because it seems like, and again, audience member here, it does seem like those women do not want to go against Garcelle at all because they fear of being called a racist.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know that for sure. No one's ever said that to me, but I would say, yeah, I would feel that way. And another thing from the reunion, if you look at all of Garcelle's reactions to when Dorit was speaking, constantly talking under her breath and rolling.
Did she just police Garcelle's emotion face? This is so white. Leaning. Let's go. What did she say?
All of Garcelle's reactions to when Dorit was speaking.
So she's policing Garcelle's reactions. In Real Housewives of Potomac, when Robin was policing Candace's and Wendy's reactions to the conversation, when the only thing Giselle and her have been doing all, how many seasons are we in? 9 seasons or whatever, have been rolling their eyes at people, not, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally spend seasons rolling their eyes at people. But then they turn around and police the 2 darkest girls' reactions. So usually it's their words. So they police their words harsher. And now they police their faces even. Because you got at their ankles so many times about their words that they're like, fuck it, I won't say shit. We're just going to look at each other and know what we're thinking because this is some bullshit. And so this is a form of a ism. If a white person did it to a Black person, it would be racism to me because that's where it stems from, is a white person being able to be like, oh my God, that Black man smiled at me. And they would lynch the Black man for smiling, a form of policing emotions. Oh my God, don't get sassy, Negro. Don't get sassy, Negro. You're an uppity Negro because you hold your head high. And the person ends up lynched, So this whole idea of policing another person's emotions is the equivalent, IMO, to men specifically being the gatekeepers of women's uteruses. Get the fuck out. It's not your business, not your fight, not your player, not your pony, not your person. Stay out of my personal space. And that includes how I react. Freedom of speech entitles me to say whatever I feel like saying. There can be consequences. And I have a right to say whatever it is I feel like saying. I definitely have a right to look any way I motherfucking feel like looking. Okay? So for Annamarie to triple down on not only assigning blame to Garcelle and make it that she's fake for not taking up for a literal attack. We can look at the definition of attack. Let's do it. Let's look at that. Etymology. I love. Take aggressive action against with weapons or armed forces, typically in a battle or war. An aggressive, violent action against a person or place. Criticize or oppose fiercely and publicly. I'd say we have a winner. Ding, 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 ding. Attack. To oppose fiercely and publicly. That's exactly what esophagus gate was, Annamarie. But Annamarie seems to have a real hard time with definitions being shown to her by people with different opinions or different degrees. So she would probably say that I'm making this up or that I still don't know what I'm talking about when I agree with Garcelle and agree with Sutton that you attacked her because you criticized what she was saying about her own personal sovereign being issues. You invaded her with your unwarranted, unasked for medical insight, bombarded her with ill-advised medical advice under the guise of what you hold so dear, you say, which is your medical profession. And oh, they attack me. They think you sound like a quack, darling. I'm surprised you didn't lose patience after esophagus gate, because 3 cocktail dresses later suggests that you never took the time to Google that shit. And that's scary. Because a simple Google, which is what all of America did when we were like, is there such a thing as small esophaguses? And it came up on Google, Annamarie. But Crystal is your problem. And Garcelle is to blame. Okay, we're going to keep going here with this.
You know, constantly talking under her breath and rolling her eyes and kind of doing like a snarky giggle. Reverse those roles. If that was Dorit, and another thing from the reunion, if you look at all of Garcelle's reactions to when Dorit was speaking, you know, constantly talking under her breath and rolling her eyes and kind of doing like the snarky giggle.
No way. Autumn in LA. Thank you for coming through and thanks for the support. I love it. Hey, Curves, I just wanted to say I appreciate you catching and posting the lives that I tend to miss with our Married to Med crew. Thank you. No worries. No worries. Tomorrow on the Patreon over with Dr. Heavenly, I do believe Quad is coming through, y'all. I believe Quad is coming through because she did talk to Heavenly briefly after the reunions, but she was on that family trip to Rome. And so now she's back stateside. And I believe that's what they were talking about. You saw the live. So thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks for coming through. Yes, Allie. Somebody sounds bitter. Somebody sounds bitter. Hey, I'm no worries. No worries. It's all good. I've been rambling. No worries.
Giggle. Reverse those roles. If that was Dorit doing that to Garcelle, all hell would have broken. Another thing from the reunion, if you look at all of Garcelle's reactions to when Dorit was speaking, you know, constantly talking under her breath and rolling her eyes and kind of doing like the snarky giggle. Reverse those roles.
Voice twin.
Dorit doing that to Garcelle, all hell would have broken loose. All hell would have broken loose. But she gets the pass. She gets to do that. And it's just, again, the hypocrisies. So many hypocrisies.
Do you think one of the other reasons why you were cast is because maybe you could be the only one that could have an opinion
I mean,
of Garcelle and not be called out of their name?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely plausible because it's true. I could, right? And I did. I pointed out that it was a double standard, and she got really angry at it. So, but it is true. Like anybody can see that, right? It is true. You're calling it one side and not the other. That is a double standard.
I want to get to Crystal for a second.
Mm-hmm.
My views as a viewer is that I also think Crystal.
I have no issue with transgenders. I do have an issue with athletes who are transgender trying to participate, going from a transition of a man to a woman and now playing with the women. I have no issue with transgenders. I do have an issue with athletes who are transgender trying to participate, going from a transition of a man to a woman and now playing with the women.
13 or 12 of them were called to do the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and that Crystal told them not to do the show. But when Crystal got the phone call, she never told those 14 friends, and she did the show anyway. Is that true?
You're very smart.
Continue.
Yeah, you're very smart. So we met, and our conversation went as follows. A friend introduced us. I'm like, "What do you do?" She's like, "I'm a housewife," which like she denied. Yeah, because like she loves me.
Yes, we totally can. For members, I post the link to the Patreon.
She loves being a housewife. Okay.
A housewife of Beverly Hills, not a housewife inside a house with the nanny.
No, yeah, like the show is like this girl was gonna fight tooth and nail to keep her diamond. Like we'll get into that. So she's like, I'm a housewife, and I was like, oh yeah, you go into the regular questions like, are you guys really friends? Like, the same thing people would ask me, are you guys really friends? You guys hang out, all that kind of stuff. And then she's like, what do you do? And I said, I am a nurse anesthetist. And then she kind of looked at me puzzled like this. And then I said, I do anesthesia. And then she goes, oh, she's like, my sister's an anesthesiologist. And I was like, oh, yes, perfect. She'll know what I do then. Because do you know what a nurse anesthetist is? Or a nurse anesthesiologist? You do?
Me?
Yeah, do you know?
No.
Yeah, no. So that's the thing.
not at all.
So we'll get into that. We'll get into that too. So that's a whole, as you saw, that's a whole nother can of worms. So that was that conversation. And then, so then you see on the show where she's like, well, you called yourself a doctor. And she's like, doctor or anesthesiologist or something like that. And I was like, I'm a board certified nurse anesthetist. And like, that's what I told you. So she made that up. And this is the funny thing too, is we've seen it. You watch the show, right? As Denise said, watch the show. You can see when she, she's got that whole thing about her 14 friends. She's got last season or whatever it was where, she went that's a whole season, right? Of implying that Sutton was racist because she said something so dark.
Oh,
she let people believe that Sutton was so racist for a year. And then finally said, oh, it's just a feeling. Like that. And then now this thing with me misrepresenting my title. So now let's go into this. She knew that her time was like, getting cut short. She needed to really bring it. And she, who better to like go at than the newbie who, and I thought that was my girl. Like as soon as I got cast, got her number from a friend of ours, called her up. We had this like hour and a half long conversation. I thought she was like really gonna have my back. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so great. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be like, the little spunky ones or whatever. And she was really helpful. Before we were like going to the weed dinner at Kyle's house, I'm texting her, what are you wearing? I show her what I'm wearing. Oh, so cute. Yeah, great. We're in the cars outside waiting to go in. Yeah, I'm here waiting. And then what do you see in the confessional? Oh, that bitch is nosy. I was like, we were just texting from the car. You know what I mean? So she was a very different person off camera versus on camera. So I was her opportunity to start that drama. So we're en route to Spain, and she told me that she said that so that this is what she said. I walk out of the Chanel store. All the girls in the Chanel store were shopping, and she's outside, and production's up there, and there's no cameras, anything. I walk out, and she's acting normal. And this is like halfway there. We're in like Heathrow or something, right? She's acting normal. And we haven't spoken since a week before at Dorit's event when she called me a B-word and accused me of title misappropriation or misrepresentation. And she's acting normal. I'm like, Crystal, like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is my career. Like, this isn't funny, And she's like, no, it's fine. Like, Lisa Rinna used to make up stuff all the time. It's totally fine. I'm just so happy because now I have a storyline. I have my drama for the year, and I'll get to come back next year. Verbatim.
You guys, let this commercial play. Does that sound like
a different person off camera versus
you guys? So right after Crystal cussed her out for lying that Crystal said that Sutton had an eating disorder or something. Wasn't that what she was yelling about at the party? She was like, you're such a bitch. Because we know Crystal has her own eating issues and has never said anything derogatory about other people's eating habits. So she seemed lit about that. And that's when she was like, you're such a bitch. So right after that blow up, she then follows it up by telling you that it's okay because Lisa Rinna did it. Do you think that really happened, you guys? Okay. I don't know if I think it really happened.
On camera. So I was her opportunity to start that drama. So we're en route to Spain, and she told me that she said that so that this is what she said. I walk out of the Chanel store. All the girls in the Chanel store were shopping, and she's outside, and production's up there, and there's no cameras, anything. I walk out, and she's acting normal, and this is like halfway there. We're in like Heathrow or something, right? She's acting normal, and we haven't spoken since a week before at Dorit's event when she called me a B word and accused me of title misappropriation or misrepresentation. And she's acting normal. I'm like, Crystal, like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is my career. Like, this isn't funny, you know? And she's like, no, it's fine. Like, Lisa Rinna used to make up stuff all the time. It's totally fine. I'm just so happy because now I have a storyline. I have my drama for the year, and I'll get to come back next year. Verbatim. She said we would go to dinner that night, and we would make up a dinner, and everything would be fine. And she just kept doubling down all the time. Kept doubling down on it. And so that when you see me like not being able to like let it go, when she's like, oh, I thought she would.
I agree. That's legendary to me. I don't care if she was in there for 20 seconds. I totally agree with this statement. To me, the whole coming to America vibe, that was such a movement when it happened to be Black in America, when that show said that. And it just like anybody who was a part of it, phenomenal, iconic moment in Black culture. To me, it mattered to me. These young heads might not get Garcelle's greatness, but hey, you know, anybody who's so melanated, who can transcend the model pages into TV series, movies, and production and reality, that's transcendence. That's iconic. She deserves all the flowers we can gather for a girl who is legendary, Garcelle.
Benefit, and I trusted you. There were a lot of people I trusted in this process. I'm a very Canadian, like I don't know, I'm a very trusting person. You know, I don't do people wrong in my life, so I don't expect people to do me wrong. My mistake, I should not have assumed that, but why would I not? You know, why would I assume that someone was intentionally wanting to do bad things to me, you know, or use me for their benefit? You know, but that's what happened. And she was also really the one that was like, you know, leading the whole, oh, you're transphobic thing, that narrative. She was the one who was like really pushing that as well. And then, you know, I brought up to them, I said, you know, if you are so for this cause, I was like, do you know what happened today in Florida? And keep in mind, this is a year ago. And everyone's like, what? And I was like, no, do you know? Since you want to virtue signal and pander so much, do you know what happened today in Florida? And I was like, there was an act passed today in Florida that a healthcare professional can deny care to anybody in the LGBTQIA community based on their beliefs. I was like, but you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that because you don't really care. You're just pandering. I said, you know what?
What?
I know that because I actually do care. Do you know what happened today in Florida? And I was like, there was an act passed today in Florida, you know, leading the whole, oh, you're transphobic thing, that narrative. She was the one who was like really pushing that as well. Me wrong? My mistake. I should not have assumed that, but why would I not, you know, why would I assume that someone was intentionally wanting to do bad things to me, you know, or use me for their benefit? You know, but that's what happened. And she was also really the one that was like, you know, leading the whole, oh, you're trans.
Is she talking about Crystal right now?
And you admitted that you're coming back next year. Verbatim.
This is all about Crystal, you guys.
She said we would go to dinner that night, and we would make up a dinner, and everything would be fine. And she just kept doubling down all the time. Kept doubling down on it. And so that when you see me like not being able to like let it go, when she's like, oh, I thought she wouldn't let it go until pigs flew, because you're lying about me, and you admitted that you're lying about me for your benefit, and I trusted you. There were a lot of people I trusted in this process. I'm a very Canadian, like I don't know, I'm a very trusting person. You know, I don't do people wrong in my life, so I don't expect people to do me wrong. My mistake, I should not have assumed that, but why would I not, you know, why would I assume that someone was intentionally wanting to do bad things to me, you know, or use me for their benefit? You know, but that's what happened. And she was also really the one that was like, you know, leading the whole, oh, you're transphobic thing, that narrative. She was the one who was like really pushing that as well. And then, you know, I brought up to them, I said, you know, if you are so for this cause, I was like, do you know what happened today in Florida? And keep in mind, this is a year ago. And everyone's like, what? And I was like, no, do you know? Since you want to virtue signal and pander so much, do you know what happened today in Florida? And I was like, there was an act passed today in Florida that a healthcare professional can deny care to anybody in the LGBTQIA community based on their beliefs. I was like, but you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that because you don't really care. You're just pandering.
Mm.
I said, you know what? I know that because I actually do care.
Her husband recently went on social media, and we have seen him call Garcelle, she's a con in the word conflict.
Confused.
Confused. He obviously feels strongly about your experience on the show and the things that these ladies are saying.
But also not really. Like, cause even like he's the guy. He's been
LaToya Jackson would be a phenomenal addition, especially with quirky Kathy Hilton. Especially with quirky Kathy Hilton. I think LaToya and her are actually friends. That would be great.
He's the guy. He's been doing this. He's been in this world for 30 years. He's the one. He's the sounding board for me. Even during this whole process, he's like, it's fine, it's TV. Like, calm down, it's TV. You're fine. You know what I mean? So I think it was more. It's just as a husband defending his wife. That's it. Like he's not. He's just a husband defending his wife, which that's what.
That's excellent, Allie.
The season is wrapped. I said my podcast after watching part 1 reunion. Mm-hmm. I said raindrops. I feel Annamarie now, and I said I feel horrible for saying like, girl, she don't like what was going on with her. I thought you were good. Her, just find a man, keep going with your hobby shop, whatever you want to do. Not the dating app. And Garcelle, I hope she stops leaning into, being a bully, because I don't think being a bully is a good look for her.
So first, she pulls the race card all the time. She's to blame because Annamarie, being as physically fit as she is, cannot fight for herself. And Garcelle was supposed to be her mouthpiece, not her ally on the show, who has been Sutton for many seasons now. It's to a woman who came on with Kyle, who's always plotting on Garcelle. And was doing her bidding. Notice she didn't have any smoke for Kyle. 0 smoke for Kyle, 0 smoke for Doritos, 0 smoke for Erica. Her only smoke is for Garcelle, Crystal, and Sutton. Even though she admits in this same interview that Kyle started all of the whole esophagus gate and all of that stuff, but she never said, anything about it. When she's blaming Garcelle, she's saying, and it's hypocritical for you to do that. Like, she should have said that about Kyle, bringing up the esophagus thing and then letting her get kicked off the show, basically, because that's all they decided to work with. It's crazy. Do you hear what this lady is saying? She just said that our girl Garcelle is a bully. Isn't that laughable? She's using a lot of Karen words. Okay. First, she's looking around, blaming the closest Black person. And now she's saying that she's putting like a threat upon other people with calling her a bully, because people don't like to deal with bullies. So now that's a jacket for her, when we've never seen Garcelle be a bully. We've seen an attack. Remember, we just looked at this, you guys. Attack. Criticize or oppose fiercely. Attack. And that's why Garcelle didn't take up for you, Annamarie, because you criticized and opposed fiercely in public the condition of her friend and ally Sutton after repeated STF use. So now you want to throw the word bully in there. Okay. I'm going to do something you never do, Annamarie. I'm going to use Google and I'm going to look up what the word bully means. And we're going to find out together, because we know you didn't do this shit, Annamarie, when it came to esophaguses being small. Nope. 3 cocktail dresses later, you were still sounding stupid as hell. Let's look at bully. A person who habitually. So that's where you're going to already lose me 4 words in. You lost me 4 words in on this bully, on the first definition. We'll go on to some more. But the first definition of bully, Annamarie, who you're trying to say Garcelle is a bully after she uses the race card all the time, And after she was supposed to use it for you at least once. A person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those who they perceive as vulnerable, seek to harm, intimidate, coerce someone perceived as vulnerable. It could also be very good or excellent. Corned beef. An active starter playing hockey. The match of bullies, to start to play with the bully, past tense, bullying. So yeah, I'd have to give old girl Annamarie a F in definition use. Okay? Because for the word attack, you did. For the word bully, Garcelle isn't. But for the word stupid, yes, you sound. Let's see if stupid is the right word to describe how you sound, Annamarie. Let's see. Stupid. Having or showing. Oh, a little bit, because there is Google. So yeah, you are having or showing a great lack of intelligence or common sense. Stupid enough to think she was perfect. Informal, a stupid person. You're not a coward, stupid. What does it mean when somebody says stupid? Lacking normal intelligence or understanding. Dull, slow-witted, foolish, irrational. Yeah, you're being totally irrational, and you're assigning the word bully to the description of the only other Black girl on the thing, and then implying that she wants to be the only Black girl on there when you're the only one saying these things that are so attacking over here. For Garcelle's crime so far on the show was her not saying anything on your behalf. Or after the show in public, I guess. You wanted her to speak up for you. But all you've used your voice to do is to blame her for stupid shit. Because it lacks normal intelligence for you to think that Garcelle is freaking a bully in this situation. You sound stupid. I was correct. I love etymology, you guys.
So I hope that she kind of backs away from that a bit. And, I hope that she finds love, because she just keeps talking about her husband from like 13 years ago or whatever. So, I think that would be nice for her. So I hope that she kind of backs away from that a bit. And, and keep going with your hobby shop, whatever you want to do.
Not the dating app.
And Garcelle, I hope she stops leaning into, being a bully, because I don't think being a bully is a good look for her. So I hope that she kind of backs away from that a bit. And, I hope that she finds love, because she just keeps talking about her husband from like 13 years ago or whatever. So, I think that would be nice for her.
You guys should have brought her back. Listen, this is my PSA. You guys did not ask me. I'm going to say it anyway. If, once again, the season starts off a little soft, I think it would be very nice to surprise us again with a mid-season appearance. I, for one, would like...
How do you feel about Annamarie getting fired? Well, I always feel bad when somebody comes in and doesn't have a great experience on the show. She didn't get to show all aspects of her life in one season. So it's hard. I feel bad. And, she's great and she has a great family. So, it is what it is. She has, like I said, a beautiful family. She'll be fine. Rhonda asked, how do you feel about Annamarie getting fired?
So she tried to say that Garcelle and Crystal went someplace and was saying it was because she was a right winger. And I'm like, when has that ever mattered? Everybody knows that freaking Erica Jane and the ladies in Miami and the ladies in New York and some of the ladies in New Jersey and some of the ladies in Dallas love Trump. That's never got them kicked off the show. The glaring missing question in this interview was, what's up with your husband's charges? Because I think that is the real issue. And for Marcellus Wiley and his wife Annamarie to assign blame and call all these names to the only two other ladies on the show is crazy. Where is all the smoke for Kyle? Marcellus should be turning and calling Kyle and being like, bitch, what did you get my wife into? And why did you start esophagus gate and have my wife looking stupid the whole time and leave her to talk for herself? Why not that? But no, Marcellus took his black ass over to the internet and is like, oh, Garcelle is a con and of this and of that, and just calling women all kind of names. Look, if you want a diamond, Marcellus, you shouldn't have done whatever it was that they accused you of doing all those years ago. And then you shouldn't have doubled down with that little live that we played over here where you were giving up your own thing and talking about, well, the girl was the virgin and she's the one who wanted you in the first place. Maybe had all of that shit not happened, Marcellus Wiley and your wife, Annamarie Wiley, maybe you would have got a chance to come back on this TV. But by no means should you ever again prepare your mouth movements, your lip parts, to say through them with your tongue wagging that Garcelle Bouvet, the legend that is part of Black culture, is somehow responsible for your experience of not sticking up for yourself and your experience of chasing people around in 3 different cocktail dresses to talk about their small esophagus, and your fault for not Googling that shit first so you don't sound stupid the way you do and have people thinking that you're not even a real nurse. We know you're not a doctor, but the way you misdiagnose people and come up with all these misassignments of personality stuff, I would say you, my lady, might want to reconsider and just woe your nilly, okay? Because you can't. You shouldn't have. You should. And then she's like, well, that was just a husband protecting his wife. Okay. Double, triple down. Black on black crime. Whatever. Garcelle is not to blame. You should have stood up for yourself. You shouldn't have did esophagus gate. You guys, maybe if had you guys even addressed your husband's charges or pending charges or something, then the people would have wanted you back. Because, yeah, that's what you needed to do. Yes, these women are pressed because Garcelle, at the end of the day, does have a clear, discernible Hollywood career. Garcelle movies and TV shows are still watchable. Exactly. Kyle's always talking about she was in Halloween. Kim Richards was on Witch Mountain, you guys. Come on now. Erica Jane, the entire career was funded off of stolen people's money. Hello? It was a Girardi's Keys American Express card that funded her entire thing per the court documents, allegedly. Garcelle is the only one with a discernible Hollywood career. They're haters. Yes, I love etymology, word origin. I really hope Garcelle pays this female to, yeah, like, don't even say nothing, Garcelle. She wants your attention so bad. She wants your attention. She's off the show. Let her watch from over there. But don't give her no dust, because it's disgusting for her to look around and try to blame Garcelle. Disgusting. Her and her husband are true pieces of work. That husband is the father of her twins. Annamarie is pressed because she did not marry a man like Garcelle's ex and have twin sons that look like Garcelle's children. Hello. That husband is the father. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's all, oh, she's pining over a relationship from 13 years ago. She's still talking about it because she can. It's her life. Who are you to freaking come on here and tell her what to talk about? She's full of conflict, no resolution. I'm glad she's off the show. Bravo could care less if you love Trump. Yep, exactly. Hell, Andy loves Trump. Exactly. And Nene loved Trump checks. Emmanuel says, I will disagree on one thing, Curves. I think that microaggression is still a microaggression, even if the person did it. I think it's all or nothing. I think a microaggression is still a microaggression, even if the person did it. I don't agree with that. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that, because when you're using an adjective to describe, or a verb or a noun or whatever you're using to describe a literal event, literal event is the discernment in this particular thing, because the word attack that we looked up literally meant what Annamarie did with the whole esophagus, chasing people around. 3 cocktail dresses, Emmanuel, 3 separate events she went to, talking about berating, embarrassing publicly, disagreeing with forcibly. Sutton telling her she was crazy, that her doctor that she trusted didn't know what she was talking about, and that Sutton herself doesn't know her body. And that Sutton herself doesn't know her body and should not listen to her own intuition. That's an attack. That wasn't a racist micro shit. That wasn't a macro nothing. That was an intellectually honest, empirical fact that you attacked this woman without due cause when you could have just Googled it. Conversely to what Doritos did when she said it to Garcelle at the Taco Tuesday night in a room full of women when everybody's laughing and kikiing after Garcelle says one thing, and for Dorito to be like, oh, why are you attacking me? Was to only enforce her white fragility persona in the room full of white people, to ostracize, demean, dehumanize Garcelle for having the audacity to use a complete sentence back to her when she had done something questionable. That's a form of racism. That's a Karen ass move. That's a how was that an attack, me telling you what you just did? That's a macro aggression. So there is quite the difference to me. Yeah, quite the difference to me. You can't just call. So that means that people are taking it too literal. Maybe the conversation should have been much deeper. Erica tried to take it there. Erica, no panty wearing Jane, tried to take it there. She said it has different connotations when you say it to a Black woman, especially when there's nothing to say it about, or maybe that should have been the follow-up sentence, when it's totally out of place and not applicable to the current events, further implies your need to subjugate that person to you, which is a form of white supremacy. Okay? So, but on top, if somebody says, oh, you can't use that word attack. Come on. When Garcelle was like, really attack? She was saying, really? I'm talking just like everybody else in this room. Why are you saying that I'm attacking you right now? You see that? Because it implies that I'm being aggressive when I'm not. However, the attack that Sutton was on the receiving end of was visible and ongoing over a number of instances, which then only solidified the definition of the word being used as attack. Because it was continued even after Sutton was obviously embarrassed, even after Sutton obviously said out loud, can you shut up? Right? And And then you see her in another cocktail dress and you bring it up again. And Sutton pleads with you again. We're in public again. You're bringing this up again. Really? And then Housewives showed how you were talking about it in a different cocktail dress to some other people. You just would not let it go. That's an attack. That's an attack. And then for me to call it an attack, for me to call it what it is not a microaggression. To assign the word attack as the label, as the like catch-all, that's a disservice. And probably part of the reason why people want to claim reverse racism and shit in a country built on white supremacy. Totally only helping out historically, empirically, fact, look at history, who they help out. But then they can go someplace and claim discrimination, they can claim reverse racism, and they give $25 million. The brothers that got racially profiled in that same Starbucks didn't get shit. But the white lady who racially profiled the brothers in the Starbucks and who got fired for racially profiling people at work went back and sued and got $25 million because it's a white supremacist system. Because the true receivers of that racist attack was those two brothers that sat in there and weren't doing shit except for what everybody else was doing. So I feel like people get to conflate whatever they conflate. Hey, it's a whole fucking world. Look at the words you feel like looking up, assign them to where you feel like assigning them. But I will not be subscribing to anything that Annamarie Wiley has said in this interview, aside from when I cried when she was talking about her growing up and not knowing her people and her biological mom's letters, don't find me, and the thought that there's a dad that doesn't even know you exist when my dad just passed. I mean, I really felt for her right then. But yeah, I can't. An option for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Stacey Dash. No, we won't be doing any more wackadoos. Please, no. Didn't she cry like 2 years after somebody died? Anyway, can we say how good red likes on Garcelle? Yeah, Garcelle looks great in red. I love her new hair did. Love it. I am living for this pic of Garcelle. Yes, she looks so good. And the side part too. I feel like a side part is her thing. She needs to do next season with side parts only. That whole middle down the part, Morticia part, hell no, Garcelle. Keep a great side part. Do this body yaddy. No more flat, straight Morticia shit. Do this all next season. Serve the ladies, okay? Annamarie just wants to fight with the other black girl. Exactly, it's black on black crime. First, Garcelle gives you a cold shoulder. Now she's attacking you. Exactly. She's a contradiction. She says exactly contradicting things. Okay. Annabelle only spouts bullshit. Full stop. Exactly. Annabelle, that little monster. You guys know who Annabelle is, right? Oh my gosh. Is that who you're talking about? That is hilarious. I try to scroll past that quick when I see that on the freaking TV thing. Is this it? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's add this to the stage. That is hilarious. Are you talking about this Annabelle? Yes. So full of shit. Annabelle is not fun. No, she's not. She gives point guard bounce. She does. Hey. And I give that I sit way too much. Hey, we all give something, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. Right? Like that's like crazy. I don't mind Stacey Dash, but she will be but will she make it to episode 2? Exactly. Or will she like spin off into a wild depression? Let's see. Allie from Miami. I think this is her crowd. College Hill's too much for her. Yeah. I don't know. It was a lot of Black people on College Hill. That's the environment. She did not like being, don't label her what she looks like or what people would assign her to. Nope. Don't you narrate her existence. You better not. She'll leave the campus. Yes. Big Frida probably was a lot. Side part is good for forehead, for our foreheads. Yes. That side part. Yes, it framed her face so gorgeous. Frida, Nene, yes. Jocelyn, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If Stacey would have been there for the fight, oh my gosh. Yes. I still love Garcelle, the person. I am mad at Crystal, that fake lion snake. Now, and even that, I mean, Garcelle, I love Garcelle on the show. I love her as a person. I love her as everything. I mean, and Crystal, you know, monkey see, monkey do. She see a monkey like Lisa, so she did it too. She was part of the Fox Faux 5. Remember that whole thing? And Emmanuel, I looked it up because I was going to add that in here, how, you know, I don't think that that's a legitimate reason. Her right-wing beliefs is not the reason, because the Fox Faux 5, well, I was one of the people that thought it was about liking Fox News, y'all. As it turns out, it was after Uma Thurman's character in Kill Bill or something. She worked someplace, or she was in a movie called The Fox Faux 5. And I don't know, if you like that thing, then you know. But we all thought, I thought everybody thought that it was because they all like Fox News, which implied they like Trump. And yeah, so I did a little research on it, Google, and came up with this whole Uma Thurman correlation. But yeah, so she learned from the best snakes in the world because she was hanging out with them. Remember? She was hanging out with them. And we were actually all surprised when she jumped ship and started hanging out with Sutton and Garcelle. I was surprised anyway. Stacey will have a marvelous breakdown, but can she gel with the ladies? You know what? I don't know. She would probably be another one to blame Garcelle for some bullshit. Are you dropping the link today? You know what? I can. Let's drop that link. We got about 10 minutes before I have to go to where I go. Pasting the link. There you go. If Stacey was there for that fight, she would have ran. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Like Kyle did in Amsterdam. She left her sister high and dry. Stacey will gel with the ladies. Stacey is a Hollywood girl and makes sense. Yeah, well, kind of, huh? Especially because that movie that she's known for, she was a little girl, was in Beverly Hills, right? So that could be a full circle moment. Hey, Allie from Miami. Thanks for coming.
What's up?
How's it going?
I'm doing good. I just had to jump in here. Like, we already know
what are your thoughts?
We already know how Annamarie is this whole time. She thought she was going to get in where she was Kyle's friend. She is salty that Garcelle didn't protect her because somehow, if you're the only Black person on the show, it's now your mandatory job to help the other Black person, even though you're your own individual, and you should be your own person and take care of your own self. But no, it's all Garcelle's fault because she should have took care of me. But we know we're not going to talk about that. And now she's just salty. She's off the show. She's a one-season wonder, and she wants someone to blame. And Garcelle looks fabulous. I saw the side by side. She looks better in red. I don't know who did her makeup. It was on point.
So much so, like everything about her. She looks 12. Hi, AAE.
Hi, how are you, Curves?
I'm excellent. What are your thoughts?
Voice twin.
Voice twin. Hashtag voice twin.
I am so going to always bring that up whenever I see you on a live. I will forever bring this up. Always, voice twin.
I was talking like that the other day. I was like, oh my God. I was telling husband, I was like, and we sound just alike.
I know, it's so funny. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just glad she's gone. I don't think it's cool, regardless if you are in the right. Things happen at the workplace and life. Black women, don't bring other Black women in it. I really don't. I don't like that. I don't do that. And unless she's like a very, very, very young girl who needs support, a young woman or an elderly, we are all women, we are grown, we can take care of ourselves. And I just don't like trying to drag another Black woman into whatever your situation is. Like that's really, really not cool. And I think it's inappropriate. So Annamarie just seems to she just wants smoke. Like
She does.
why? Where's the fun? This is Beverly Hills. You can be like, little fun, messy, shady. Like she just isn't giving Hollywood. Like she doesn't know anyone here at all. I mentioned Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash is her children's father, and her daughter's father is a pretty well-known actor. Her daughter's father, he was in the movie Bad Boys, the
No
original.
way.
Yeah,
I remember.
Emmanuel Xerab, Manny X. You remember? He got shot in the knee in the Bad Boys. Remember that one?
Oh, Emmanuel, who?
Xerab, Xeureb, if I'm spelling it correctly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Hey, Kid Cruddy, what's good?
and their daughter looks just like him.
Hi, LRGA Curves. How are you?
Excellent. Thanks for coming through.
Of course, I've just started to watch your channel. You're awesome. I love you.
Oh, right on, right on. I love you too. That's so great you stopped by. Thanks for smashing my buttons. Did you hear what we're talking about today?
I did. I recently kind of joined in, and I just think that Crystal is a clever girl, and she knew to jump ship this season. She knew that the faux Fox Five or whatever they call themselves, they were not going to let her on the team, and she knew that she had to jump ship and join Sutton and Garcelle. And I'm not even mad at it. I actually like them all together.
Right. Yeah, I'm not either. I really like the trio this season. I know because I like duos if it's a mandatory, but trios are always a much stronger alliance when the people are coming for you and trying to separate the two, best friends and stuff, right? But I'm glad she jumped ship too. I mean, and she was attached to a sinking ship. Lisa left. Diana's lips left. Erica was under indictment. Kyle's was off with Morgan. She was like,
What am I gonna do? I need a storyline. I need a friends. I need an alliance, and it worked out. And I enjoyed watching it. I liked it.
I think part of Crystal's Sutton connection also, though, and it just came to me, y'all, Kathy Hilton. They both get along fabulously with Kathy Hilton. So, of course, the Kathy crew is going to hang out together because Garcelle also has been posting lots of Kathy pictures too. So, yes. So maybe they all got in good because Erica doesn't care. Erica don't care about over there.
She pretends not to care, but she absolutely cares. That whole, oh, I'm so above it. She wants to be in Kathy's parties and schmoozing with everyone else, just like the rest of them.
You know what? I feel like now she might. She didn't have to before because Tom Girardi,
Because she had the money and the connections through Tom. But she needs to now.
Didn't need it before, and now she just knows what it was, and she's able to verbalize it. But you're right; she does still want some of that. What did you think about Annamarie's audacity to blame Garcelle for not coming to her defense under the word attack?
I think that the situations were completely different, and I think that she could stand up for herself. I think that Annamarie is. I just think that she's just completely vapid, and I think that she's a disgrace to her profession. I don't want to see her again. She's horrible
Right. Yeah. She's
because
not.
as you
She's
said before, we actually saw them repeatedly through the seasons actually twist Garcelle's intentions and her actions and make him and say that she attacked them or twisted her words or make it seem that she was being aggressive. And Anna Marie came in this season actually being unlikable and aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
brought up Kathy Hilton, and that I was just thinking, do we want to see Kathy Hilton? Because this show is lacking some real luxury and wealth. And I know some people don't like Kathy, but if we need to bring in Kathy Hilton to actually get some of that, I'm with it.
Yeah.
And I like that she bothers Kyle. I love that she grates Kyle's nerves, that older sister dynamic of Kyle feeling completely inferior and breaking down every time she comes around. I like that.
Right.
I
And
agree with you.
you guys agree with
Yes.
Kitty Freddie?
Yeah, I agree because I miss Kathy. Because when Kathy was on it, the last few seasons, did make it kind of fun. And yes, we didn't like Kyle, and we know that Kyle was gonna get Kathy was gonna get on Kyle's nerves. That's the only person that could counter Kyle is Kathy, no matter what. She can't. That's the
Ab-
only person that could do that.
Absolutely. She sees Big Kathy when she looks at her and she just shrinks. She completely shrinks.
Yep. Because I remember last year she was like, "Oh my God, what I'm gonna do? My sister can't stand me. And what about the kids? What about the kid?" It was a whole thing. Like Cal was having like a little bit of a breakdown. Like, oh, okay, so we know who runs this family. We know how things work. So I think we do need Kathy. She doesn't have to be full time. The being the showing up for a few chips and key is enough. I love that's more than enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A sprinkling of Kathy it would be more than enough. I would love it. But that made me think too, could we get some Kim too?
Which Kim?
I love Kim.
Kim Kardashian or Kim? Oh, you mean the other Kim?
Kim Richards, their sister,
Yes.
the other one.
Oh, yes. But you know what I find that's funny? It seems like the older sisters ping pong with Kyle when they're not talking. Because look how long Kim wasn't talking to Kyle. And then all of a sudden Kathy showed up. And now Kathy's not talking to Kyle. And then I saw Kim. I said, oh, I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a total manipulation tactic by Kathy. Like she'll pit her affections to them against each other. It's
Draft
a
Kim
classic power
Richards.
move.
Draft Kim Richards.
Kim
What's
Richards?
that?
Yep, draft her. Come back, Kim.
Oh, draft Kim. Yeah,
Draft
I
her.
don't know.
Hmm.
Is she full on sober right now? Because the
She
whole
looks
concern
good.
was if she was going to be able to do this and be sober.
Yeah, I don't want to see her have a total complete
Yeah.
breakdown and lose her
So
sobriety. But if she's capable, I'd be interested. Kind of like Kathy, a little sprinkling of her here and there.
Yeah, yeah. But AA, you did make a good point. Latoya Jackson
oh
would be a
yeah.
good one
Oh
because
my
remember Latoya Jackson and Kathy Hilton, they've been friends for decades. Like even with Michael Jackson, they've been friends for a really long time.
The
And
entire Hilton family. Kathy,
yes,
her husband, they have so many pictures with Michael. Kathy is very, very close with Latoya. That's what I heard was in the beginning when they first started this show to see if Kathy, Kathy on the show is supposed to be Kathy. And Kathy bringing in her friends, the crew. Oh, it would have been fantastic.
and then Beverly Hills will really be like that. Beverly Hills.
Right.
We've been dying for seeing these celebrities because Latoya, out of all the Jackson, Latoya is the one I think, if I remember, have been doing interviews and been doing shows and stuff. So I would not be surprised if they kind of pitched this idea. She'd be like, sure. Janet and the rest of them, they're not going to do it, but Latoya is the possibility that she would be at least willing to do it. And then if you add Kathy in it as her friend, it'd be an easier yes.
Right.
But don't make me try to do Andy's job.
I think we may have already reached out to her. I don't see why not. I maybe they have. She's just not feeling the show, or maybe not right now. But like everyone is saying, Kid Cruddy, like you're saying, just to have Kathy drop by, sprinkle her awesomeness, bring Kim. I do like seeing the Richards the sisters. I really, really do. They are a Hollywood family. Kim is iconic in this industry. She has gone through a lot, but a lot of people grew up with her. A lot, maybe not so much millennials, but Gen X knows her. The Boomers, of course, know her. So we like Kim, and I mean, this is also Paris Hilton's aunt,
Right.
we definitely, everybody likes them. Paris Hilton, Nikki, oh my Ali,
Yes.
Nicole Richie. Nicole.
You think
Richie.
she would go back again?
Nicole on this show, maybe she's not ready. She may be too young, because if you realize,
no, I don't
Crystal
think so,
was the only millennial.
How old is Nicole Richie though?
Nicole Richie's probably close to like in her 40s. Believe it
No,
or not.
yeah, remember, because Paris is like 42, and they're both.
And I think Nicole's about the same age. So she's
Crystal they need some more younger energy to match Crystal.
Yeah, who could they bring though? Who?
But well, I think Nicole might be one if she's willing to do reality TV again, because she went on reality TV, but I think it was like a fashion competition.
She did. Yes. Yeah,
something like that. But
and
I don't know
her clothing line, Winter Harlow Kate. I like those when she has her own clothing line.
I think it was she's been on Project Runway a bunch. She's been a judge on there because that's kind of tame, where she doesn't have to do too much. I'm not sure. Do you think she would, now where she's at, that she would want to mix it up and get into it possibly with the other ladies? Like that's the mode that she's in.
I do remember one person from being a young person. Remember the Hills? And the one that was married to that guy, I can't remember their name.
Spratt.
Spencer and Heidi?
Yes, Heidi. I think Heidi
is an excellent choice. There you go.
What the hell is she doing now?
Yeah.
I don't think they're rich. I think they're still married.
They're not rich though.
They're like the most successful reality show couple. They've been married this whole
They spent all their money. They said the last time that saw them about around November, they was doing something. They was like, will anybody hire us? We are broke. They were like,
but you know what? I think they could fake it enough. And let's be real, the Hills, they were good TV.
That was good
TV. And they were messy. And he was messy, and he was thirsty. You haven't had a husband he'll be the epitome of being a thirsty husband.
Heidi Montag was good TV. That was good.
We need to do this for the millennials one time. This is the team. Spidey. They call themselves that. Spencer and Heidi.
Yes.
Together. They are reality TV show veterans. That is how these two even met, got their start. They would be perfect on this show, and it really would recharge and refresh the show. They're going to take a lot of attention, and I know some of you may not agree with me, but if they join the show, I don't know how Crystal. I mean, Crystal's cool. Crystal's cool. She's well styled, but I don't know how they would fit on the show, because if we're gonna, there's also Audrina. There's also Whitney. I know she kind of, she's married. Are they looking to completely redo? But it would kind of be a real strong redo with Beverly Hills.
I know from the Hills, Laura, the one that started, she's totally out of it. I'm not sure about Whitney, but I'm knowing that
I don't want LC. Oh, girl.
Who?
Kristen Cavallari. Bring her on. Because she's Kristen Cavallari. Kristen.
Yes.
Kristen.
She absolutely would be down.
Would be, and like I said, they know how to sit there and make things up, because they hopefully didn't lose all their money. Just got a big enough area from back in the MTV times. But yes, her thirsty, perfect. And then, Crystal, what she could do is going to make her work.
Wouldn't it be crazy if this was one of the 14 friends?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are going to take over. Like Crystal's her light is just naturally going to dim because we're talking about real reality TV OGs. A lot of us remember them. We love the TV show. It's just going to be.
Yeah, I think you put Heidi in. I think you put her, Christy in. Trust me, it will just change the whole dynamic. I mean, right now,
the entire dynamic.
Yeah.
And then on top
Do you think she would really dim? Because isn't the thing with Crystal that she's connected in real life, like not like the rest of them, like in real life, like she's the one that moves around with the actual movers and shakers out there. Do you think that she would actually shrink?
I mean, here's the thing remember Crystal. She's married to the guy who's a director. I think he did all
the
those
Lion King,
movies.
The Lion King on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she was friends with these ladies who probably connected to the guys. But the issue is, I think, with Crystal and the 14 other friends is Crystal tends to talk too much and put her foot in her mouth, and then kind of got some people mad. So if some of these people came here and be like, "Okay, Crystal, really," and kind of confront her about it, it'd be good. I'm here for the mess. That's the whole point, because Crystal been cruising for 3 seasons and she barely worked this season. Barely.
Yeah. If they didn't have Annamarie, I don't know if she would have been interested, and it would have been a good season for her.
And I have to at least give Annamarie that part. I don't agree with a lot of things she said, but I have to agree with her. You did give Crystal a storyline, because other than that, Crystal had nothing. She had nothing.
Another option. What do you think, Ali Curves? What do you think the girls next door? There's I always liked, oh God, what's her name again? It just escaped my mind. Kendra. She's so adorable. Kendra Wilkinson. What do you think about her on the show? I know she's still kind of adjusting to non-reality TV show life. She married Hank Bassett.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Kendra. Yeah. I think she would be great. She's so fun and adorable. She's so kind of, she was married to Hank Bassett. She has 2 kids. I think she would be good. And another thing, I want to be honest with you. I know, at least with Kendra, I don't want all this oh my God, the Black girl's making me aggressive. She's scaring me. I don't want to hear any of that. At least Kendra, because I remember watching her show, she got along really, really well with Hank Bassett's his family, because
he's black, right?
Yeah, and she got along great. She was just, Kendra's cool, and plus, she honestly, she likes black guys. She does, a lot of.
And Zoe's New York. Zoe Kravitz is New York, not Beverly Hills. Zendaya, she doesn't live out there. That's too young.
Too young.
She's used to. I just want someone, just come on, be cool. I don't want to hear all this whiny complaining. Oh my God, I just be cool. You should work. I mean, you're in
don't be uncool. Be cool.
Just be cool. You cannot be Missy Boyd. You've never been around black women. I'm just tired of it. Kendra, she has dated a lot of black guys. She's cool. She likes, and plus she's very athletic. She's a lot of white girls like to date black men. Honestly, I would rather have someone like that who's just cool. Just come in, have fun, a little bit messiness, a little bit of shade. And I like Kendra. I personally liked her on the show on Girls Next Door. She's just cute and fun. And she keeps it light, but she can get into a little bit of messiness. And I think that's why Holly was very insecure with Kendra. You all remember Holly, because Kendra really is that cool girl, and she is going to get that fun attention. Plus, Kendra is sporty, tomboyish type of fun. She can do fun stuff with her kids on the show. I'm just tired. Can we just have almost like how RHOBH was in the beginning, where you have the moms showcasing their families, it's fun, and then you see them with their husbands, and then they kind of all get together, the girls, not just women going after women being bitchy and petty. This is just getting old.
Yeah,
it's really old. Vanderpump was great. I loved her time. Rinna is great. We're gonna love Rinna because she's Billy. She's just too deep. Like, I know people talk about Rinna, but she is still Billy. Like, she is the original Billy. This is Days of Our Lives, period. And then having Eileen Davidson on the show, oh my gosh, Kristen. I mean, that's Hollywood. Like, we're bringing, and they're deep with NBC. So there's a lot of options out there. I just kind of want Bravo to don't mess up Beverly Hills. Like, keep it Hollywood. Like, there are plenty of Hollywood daughters, these Hollywood princesses, a lot of reality TV show people. Another option, do you remember that show? You remember Travis Barker and his wife at the time on TV? I don't know if you guys
Travis. No, I didn't watch that show, Travis Barker and his wife.
Yeah, so his wife, we all know Travis Barker's with Kourtney Kardashian. His ex-wife, the one, they did a little show together. She was actually Miss Teen USA the same year Kenya Moore won Miss USA. Yeah, that same exact year. So Kenya was Miss USA. That I think it was 92 or 93, and then Travis Barker's ex-wife, she was Miss Teen USA, and then she had a baby with Oscar De La Hoya, I think. Yeah, she had a baby with Oscar De La Hoya. So we have plenty of people. Like, we have plenty of people. We don't need. I'm please don't get mad at me. I don't want diversity hires. I'm sorry. Like, Garcelle makes sense. She's Hollywood. We all know Garcelle.
Yeah.
We all know Garcelle. Like, Garcelle's done movies. Everyone knows Garcelle Bouvet. Like, we don't need to keep going back and forth. She makes
You mean
sense.
like an Annamarie?
Like, I don't want no more Annamarie. She doesn't. Right. She doesn't. Like, and Garcelle knows other people in Hollywood. Like, she, oh gosh, she was on the show. We don't know who she is. Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. She was also.
Oh, which one? Not Denise, but the other one.
No, she's actually a good one too. Denise Richards has known Garcelle Bouvet for years. Like, these.
But she wasn't a friend of. She was a friend of the season.
No, Denise Richards. Remember, she was on the show for a while before. I think Brandy freaked her out. Like, Brandy.
And she came back this season. And I think another good person too, we mentioned it on the chat, is Toya Spelling.
Oh, Tori Spelling.
I would absolutely love Tori Spelling.
Tori's living in a trailer park, you guys. She lives in a trailer.
Really? She gone that far?
She's not in a trailer park. She had to do some stuff for her house.
Oh, that's why she was in this Tori.
Had to do some stuff for her. So Candy Spelling pays for the children. So she pays for everything, their home, their school. So Candy just takes care of her grandkids. Tori spends money like water, like the Mississippi River flooded. She just spends money. So Tori has to make her own money, but Candy takes care of all those kids. Plus, if you're Candy Spelling, at the end of the day, my daughter spends money, but she did give me these grandbabies. So I'm a rich old woman. I've got all this money. I want grandbabies. Tori just makes me grandbabies, point blank. And they all have the same father. And Dean is a good-looking guy. He's messy too, but whatever. I think they would be great on the show. Candy Spelling, Kathy Hilton, that's where it's at. Like, they come on.
He's a freaking, isn't he a
Dean
Hello. Hello.
Y'all stop that. Come on. What do you mean she has a bunch of kids?
Is this a lifestyle choice, or is this not optional? Is this what's going on here?
No, she was just doing.
I'm trying to see. I'm like, what is she doing? Toxic mold. Oh, here it is. Toxic mold flourished horror for. Wait, let me see. Toxic mold flourished for family their home. Oh wow, into a cheap hotel with the kids in the summer. But what was the reason for the RV? Let's see. She's living in with her kids. Situation.
You all do realize that she is a mother with all these babies.
It's always something with Tori. See, that's a missed opportunity. It's always something with Tori. Every year, even when she had her show, it was something going on. We would have been just her alone, be like, "Oh, Tori, not again. Poor you."
Wow.
And keep in mind, Tori, like if she wanted to, she can start putting her oldest children, in Hollywood. She has the connections. She knows everyone. So, Tori is fine. I think she'll be great on this show.
She could do good. She could, and she needs a job.
She needs a job.
And trust me, Dean is he's a lot. Like this guy's all over the place. I see why she married him, because Tori used to be with this other guy who was very, 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 very wealthy, but he was hella ugly and short. Tori went after the looks and the height. I mean, she did. She saw Dean body, looks, height, that hairline, the blue eyes. Like I can see it. Like she married for genetics, and Dean did not waste any time and just put baby after baby after baby in her. And Candy Spelling is happy about it. It isn't like the children are ever going to have issues. Yeah. Candy Spelling takes care of everything. Like Tori makes the babies, Candy pays for them. I mean, if you're a grandmother, like what else is going to happen? And Candy Spelling is hella loaded.
Right.
She has
like she needs to break her daughter off a couple of dollars, dude.
If your mom has access to the spelling fortune, then why not just have a boatload of kids? Why not?
Right. Right. Like, I mean, exactly. And Candy, like you're a grandmother, like Tori, just give me babies. Just stop spending money. Just give me babies. Just stop spending money. Put that credit card down. Stop spending babies.
I see. And I would love to see those conversations. I mean, how long we're going to talk about? Thank God we don't have to talk about something to sausages, but that's something to talk about. This is the things we need to see Housewives for. Those real life, 1%er issues that we could be, so we could side eye and judge you for filth. That's what we want.
Right.
Whoever they add, I just want them to be able to I want them to be able to move from group to group. I'm kind of tired of this one group against the other. I kind of want them to be able to mix it up a little bit more.
That's why to have Hollywood, because they all know each other. Yeah, that's why I feel like having a Hollywood crew. They all know each other.
Yeah,
that'll
be really nice.
Families. Yeah. They've all done movies.
I totally love all your guys' POVs and everything.
I like that. Yeah. Even bringing in Stacey Dash, she knows everyone. Stacey Dash knows Gwyneth Paltrow. Like these are all people who are coming from like the 70s and 80s. Like everyone we're talking about right now, they have had history since like the 70s, the 80s. Stacey Dash has been around since the 80s. Stacey Dash was 30 years old when she did Clueless. This woman is playing a 15-year-old, and you are a 30-year-old woman.
Right?
I mean, can we talk about this? Like, this is what we want. We want to see
Hollywood.
And she still looks beautiful. Like, just let's bring back, like, I just want to bring back, like, kind of, when we were young, at our grandmama's house or in daycare, and we were watching soap operas, we were watching like syndicated TV. When we were young, watching cable TV, because when we were kids, all of those Tori Spelling shows were on like cable. Like they weren't like new shows, but they were on cable. But since it's cable, we were kids, we were watching it. So like, I mean, I kind of remember watching Love Boat, like, like these old Tori. I love 90210. Shit.
Yes.
Love 90210. All day, every day. That's the 90s right there. Like we have more than enough to come up with. Sutton is cool. She's wealthy. But we need to, like the millennials, like, come on. Like we're now, like it's like the 80s babies are grown. Like they keep pandering too much to like the older crowd. Not to be rude, but I'm kind like Gen X, like they're in their 50s now. I'm just wishing like we need more focus on like millennials and what is more applicable, what can be attributed to us and like who we know. Like we don't know something like that. Crystal's cool, but Sutton's all right. She's cool. Like Garcelle, keep Garcelle. Like so keep some other people to be cool with Garcelle, but Hollywood people. And keep a group that Kathy Hilton can easily just like walk in. Like who can Kathy Hilton just walk in out of nowhere? Like, surprise, it's me. Like I want Kathy to walk in, Kim to walk in, people that Kyle's gonna know. Kyle knows that all these people we're talking about, Kyle knows them. Like the Hiltons know the spellings. Right. So let's keep it like
no one ridiculously offensive, or no one for shock value, or no one that's super polarizing. We don't need anything cheap like that.
Well said.
It
Well
sounds
said.
like you both are kind of saying that they need to do what they did in New York and have like a new crew and an old crew, because that might be the time that it's for. You know, the original housewife demographic was specifically to get these Generation Xers. So that was the golden nugget. So they marketed it for them and grew with them. And so what you're saying is there's a crossing of the guard happening now, because it's garnered
ma'am.
the interest of the next generation. And now you guys want to be represented on there also. I think what they did over in New York is an excellent example of scrapping it all and starting all over, if that's what you want, because the idea that it was incepted on is going to get lost the more millennials you add. And then that can cause the problem, like how everything just imploded over there in New York. I think there could be a lot, like on Miami, it's such a young show that you could still do that. But for a show that's established like Beverly Hills, OC, Atlanta, the only way to get over the OGs is to move on from the OGs.
Yeah, I think it's time. I'm just tired of all this Gen X pettiness. I'm just like you said, Cruddy. I'm tired of like the Team A, Team B, like just doing it like you're doing it for the gram, like you're doing it for TV. Like this kind of desperation for airtime, it's just getting old. You know, I think it's great to bring in people that we all know, people who are familiar with being in front of the camera. I'm loving the idea of bringing in just people that we kind of, that we kind of came up with.
Yeah.
Like people
What
that we
who is
and Tori Spelling is Gen X. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Tori Spelling is Gen X.
But even this goes, like, say I'm like millennium, I still know Tori Spelling from, of course, 90210, and when she had a reality show with Dean back
Love
in the
it.
2000s.
Yeah.
So quite a few people some millennials will remember Tori Spelling.
Girl,
Yeah.
we all remember Tori Spelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, even me as a younger, I remember the shows as a kid.
She
like
is
she could
Donna
come on
Martin.
instead of Kathy Richards. She could totally do it instead of Kathy. Let Kathy
Like she's
do
Donna.
it.
She's Donna. I mean, and think about that. Tori Spelling, and then maybe even bringing Shannon Doherty. Like it's going to be a big
Oh, they
deal.
just announced that Shannon
I was thinking Shannon.
They
Yes.
just
I was
announced
thinking Shannon
that
Doherty.
Doherty
Yes,
is giving
'cause
away
I
all her
want-
belongings because she's dying. Her cancer is back.
I know.
And
Blessings to her.
Right this second, giving away all her belongings, preparing for her death.
No.
So it might have to be the one that what's the other one? The blonde-haired one?
Oh, the one that played the other
Jenny?
best friend?
Jenny Garth,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
God, I know. Oh my God, because Luke Perry, like look at us, like we're reminiscing about 90210.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're all millennials here. We're
Yeah.
reminiscing about like this is the 90s when we were kids, and this is like when we were kids, and we're watching like for us,
Yeah.
90210 was the big kids. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we were in high school in the 90s, but we're like the kids watching the big kids.
Whoa.
Like we're watching and we're natural. So we're growing up with them. This is like the show was like 1989 to like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
The show covered the 90s. Every single millennial knows the show. We know the theme song. It's everything. Like, let's just kind of it just needs to wrap it up. Like, I really think that they can do a good crossover with Gen X and millennials and start kind of bringing in a little bit of the 90210 crowd. Like, I just think that would be better, to be honest with you. Even not only that, Ian Ziering, he looks great. Bring in his wife, Ian Ziering.
Yeah.
Like he looks.
Are you guys gonna watch? We're getting ready to wrap it up. Are you guys gonna watch this Vanderpump Villa? I see some melanated people in here. I was gonna give it a try.
Actually, I saw it on Hulu today. Now that you think about it, since you guys are bringing it up, I'll watch it. Since you guys are talking about it,
and there's 3 episodes out.
I wasn't planning on it, but I'll give it a try just to see.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Oh, that's fun.
I have to get off of here, Curvies. I love you guys. Thanks for popping up.
Love you guys. Ali, you're the best. Ali, Freddie, y'all get back on here. Oh my gosh, I just like seeing millennials. Like we're grown now. We're not like we're grown. Like we need to take over. I just want all of us to just take over.
Yeah. Do you guys all have channels?
I started mine, but I have to put on content.
Yeah, and I added you to my friends of. If you look in the description, your link is there, Allie.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, you guys can go to the description and follow her there. Kid, do you have a channel yet?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, when you get one, let me know. I'll post you as a friend of. And
Absolutely.
AAE, voice twin, whenever you do, I'm always supporting. You know, there's more than enough
Thank
to go around.
you.
Our
I think
POVs are what connects
the
us.
only thing
Yeah, I
is that
really
I can't
appreciate it.
because of clearance. I can't.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
be a
No
good
worries.
girl. I have to be a
I have
good
a
girl.
couple people in my life like that. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm like, rah, rah, rah."
I gotta keep the clearance. Yeah, yeah.
Right
Privilege
on.
says. Okay, voice twin. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks for coming through. Everybody smash those like buttons, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a comment. We'll see you in the next video.
Yes, ma'am.
Right on. This was an excellent panel.